Right, good morning everybody, welcome, thank you for being here. I'm really here to introduce our first speaker, but I'm going to also do a certain amount of fasten your seatbelts and where the emergency exits are and all that sort of thing. So I should probably start by introducing myself. So my name is Mark Carden, I'm the director of the conference. In previous years it was the ASA conference and I was chair of the planning committee for that. And this year I've taken responsibility for both that and organising the whole thing. I can recommend conference organisation to anyone, it's a lot of fun. That's not my day job, so my day job is I'm actually a headhunter. I used to work for a company called Mosaic Search, and we do recruitment in publishing. So that's what I'm supposed to be doing today, but instead I'm here with you. So I just wanted to do a sort of few remarks, and I'm going to start with really thanking you all, and I've got loads of people to thank. So firstly, I'd like to thank the delegates for being here. So it's a joy to have you all here. And then I've got a few other people that I also ought to just mention and thank before I introduce our speaker. So starting with the delegates then, who are you? I thought I'd talk about you a little bit. So if you're wondering who you are, this is kind of who you are. So it's this breakdown of the people. So a lot of publishers in the room, but also a lot of librarians, good number of librarians this year, and other academics and university people working in university administration. We have some consultants and some technology people. For your information, they're the people who book the latest to attend the conference. Librarians book earliest, and consultants book latest, as you'd perhaps expect. And we have some distributors, some subscription agents here, so I'm glad to see that. And then there's a weird category of other. You know who you are. I couldn't classify you in any way. Speaking of others, I'm going to point out Michael May, because he's not paying attention. And I can see him there. He wins this year's prize for having the shortest name badge of both name and title. So he has the fewest characters on. I just thought you'd like to know a little trivia there. Something else about the delegates. So this is where you're from, broadly speaking. So very predominantly UK, of course. That's to be expected given the location of the conference. But a good turnout from the USA and Scandinavia and other areas too. A few people have come from as far away as India or Utah. So that's great. Thank you for being here. And then lastly, I just wanted to do a distinction. So this is returning delegates versus new people. As best as I can tell, returning delegates is really anyone who's been to the conference the last 5 years or so, so welcome back. And new delegates, welcome to the first time, so it's great to have you here. So thank you all for being here. Next, I want to thank the speakers and the panelists and the chairpersons, and they are going to put on a fantastic show for you over the next couple of days, I know. So they've put a lot of work into preparing for their presentations, so they tell me. I've not actually seen any evidence of that so far, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And I'm just very grateful for the work that all those people have put in. I'd also like to thank my committee. So I had an advisory board and a planning committee of these people here who've all helped enormously in setting the program and in suggesting speakers and just generally helping to keep me on track to make sure that the conference is not a sort of one-man band but is actually guided by people in the community. So I'd like to thank all of them. I'd like to particularly thank Navin Gupta, who ran the conference in previous years, and I now realise quite how much work he put in. So I'm more grateful than ever to the work he did in previous conferences. I'd like to thank the sponsors, of course. The sponsors are very important, and their contributions, financial contributions and other contributions, help us to keep ticket prices low as we can and basically fund the event. We have a silver sponsor, Atipons. We'd like to thank them. We have a collection of bronze sponsors, EBSCO, Springer Nature, River Valley Technologies, who are also doing the video recording for this event, Digital Science, and also my own company, Mosaic, is a sponsor of the conference. We also have some sponsors sponsoring some specific things. So we have Advantage CS, Wiley, they're sponsoring breaks. So Advantage are sponsoring the lunch, and Wiley the breaks that some of you are still enjoying now. And also Castellini Libri, who provided the nice bags that you have for the staff, and Ringgold, who have provided the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi, I should say, the Wi-Fi, in case you don't already know, is the Wi-Fi is called Visitor, and the password, as you can read on the back of your badge here, is roll-on spring, including the spaces. It's the only Wi-Fi password I've ever seen, that includes the spaces, but there you go. So that should work. So, and then last but not least, also founding sponsors, and these are sponsors who are former members of the ASA who signed up to a particular sponsorship scheme, and I'd like to thank each of them for also supporting the conference and also representing a kind of continuity with the past. That brings me to the ASA, so I do want to thank the ASA for its history of running these conferences. This is the banner from last year's conference, similarly named, and now we've had a rebrand. Somebody a few months ago said to me, I thought rather brilliantly, that the ASA and the conference, it's a bit like the Cheshire Cat. So the ASA is the Cheshire Cat, and the conference is just all that's left is the smile of the Cheshire Cat. So that's kind of what we are now. But without the ASA, this event would not be happening. Right, good news, onto the housekeeping and administration. So I'll rattle through some of these. So Wi-Fi, you've got that information there. Any problem with the Wi-Fi, do not tell me, just tweet about it, except you won't be able to. Twitter, the Twitter hashtag is R2RConf, so please tweet vigorously. It's always nice for people in the conference and outside the conference to see some tweets. Breaks, the breaks are as in the program. Can I just ask you to make sure you come back from breaks promptly? Timekeeping is important for the conference and we need to make that work. I know the breaks are your favorite bit, but try and drag yourselves into the various other things. Support and help. So I have conference coordinators who are my support people, and they're going to come forward and stand so you can see who they are. Come forward and stand in the front here so people can see. So if you have any problems with the conference at all, the Wi-Fi, the temperature of the room, anything like that, do not tell me about it. Tell these three lovely people here, and they will run about and solve your problem. So a quick bow, conference coordinators. Yes, thank you. Oh, they're not going to do it. All right. Thank you very much. So they're the go-to people. And you can see they've got yellow flashes on their badges, so you should be able to spot them. Thank you. Okay, conduct. Somebody wrote to me and said, do we have a code of conduct for the conference? And I said, no, we don't. But yeah, the conduct is, as I think it's, was it Buzz Lightyear? No, it was the cowboy who said, just play nice, I guess is the conduct for the conference. So that's covered. Name badges and security passes, you should all have a name badge except for one person whose name badge is being printed as we speak. That also contains a security pass that you slapped on the reader. If you want to get in and out, you need to use that security pass. It should still work tomorrow, so don't lose your name badge. If you're coming back tomorrow, you need to still have your name badge, and more to the point, the security pass that's in it. And then at the end of tomorrow, please return them all in the box provided. This is fun, isn't it? Participant survey, this is the most important part. So in your pack, there's a green document, which is your survey. Please, please, please fill that in, and you could fill in bits of it as you go. And at the end of today, or if you're going, or end of tomorrow, please hand it in to the conference coordinators who will take it. There is a prize draw associated with the survey. So if you hand in your survey, you have an opportunity to win this fantastic, new, exciting OnePlus X phone, which I have one of them, and they're great. So that's your big incentive to fill in your surveys and hand them in. There's also an additional survey, which one of our conference coordinators has included, which is about sustainability. She's doing a master's in event management and would really appreciate it if you'd also fill in that questionnaire too. So please do that. Video recording. So we are recording the speeches on the podium and the panel and so forth. We'll also be doing a little bit of lightweight video recording just in the room, for publicity purposes, really, with just a few shots of what's going on at the conference. And also, we are going to set up a video booth later in the conference and invite people to come and speak and just say whether they're getting anything out of the event, whether they're enjoying it, and so forth. So we'll be inviting some of you to join that video booth, or you can volunteer, but equally you can say no if you don't want to do it. Map. You found your way here, so that's a great start. On the back of your program, there is a map of the venue. Basically, we are here, and the breakouts are at the back of this room, in the council chamber on this floor, and then downstairs, fairly near the snow room where you started this morning. And then all the breaks are in the snow room where you were this morning. But your map should help you. If you're lost, again, the conference coordinators should point you in the way. Finding lifts and toilets, frankly, you're on your own. It's a mystery. I don't know where they are either, so good luck with that. I can know a couple of tips. So actually, if you go out the back there and all the way back there, there is a little sneaky set of loos right around the back there. And if you go through the council chamber and come out the other side of it, there's a set of loos there. So that's the conference tip for today. Fire exits, there are fire exits, definitely. If you see one and there is a fire, use the fire exit. There is a fire alarm test, you'll be thrilled to know. So if you're falling asleep in your workshop, at 11 o'clock you will be woken up by the fire alarm. So that's every Monday at 11, so we always enjoy that, and so don't be alarmed when the alarm goes off. I think that's it. So that's the housekeeping. What is this conference about? I have kind of one slide just to really set a context for why we're here. And so this is my thought of why we're here, and you can write on your survey that you agree or disagree with that. That would be interesting. But essentially it's about this circle. The logo is about this circle. It is about, and I think it's about the interactions between the moving parts in scholarly communication. So for me, it's not about librarianship or publishing or authorship. It's about how those things connect together. It's about that cycle of communication. So I think of it really as the way the organizations in that supply chain interact. Or you could say it's not about the silos. People talk about silos. If you know about American nuclear missiles, they're all in silos with little railways that run underneath. That's my metaphor for that. So that's how it's all connected together. Okay, so that's kind of my introduction, I think. So now I just really would like to introduce our opening keynote speaker, who almost needs no introduction. So Vitek Track was described by somebody as the Picasso of publishing. I like that very much. But one of the most inventive and creative publishers, I think, that we've seen, constantly reinventing the world of publishing. I'm not going to read his biography to you because it's in your packs. I'm simply going to move straight on and ask you to warmly welcome our keynote speaker.